Okay, I think we are ready now. Good morning again. And as we say in Hamburg, moin moin. Thank you for joining us for today's information event on this year's Destination Brand 23 study with a focus on measuring the image of destinations as tourism and living spaces. My name is Ellen Bödling from Inspectur. I'm managing partner and your contact person for Destination with all questions related or around the study series. I also like to present and introduce to you my dear colleague Sistine, who joins me in this event. Before we start with the presentation, just some few organizational or housekeeping topics. Today's information event will be recorded, so afterwards we'll send you the link to the recording, including also a handout, and of course, invite you to watch it again, the recording, and share the handout with your colleagues, of course. We also invite you to ask your questions. Please look at the chat box on your screen. If at any time you think of a question, just type it in there. So this team will either directly answer the question or will take it to the Q&A session at the end of the event. And we will then, of course, go through as many questions as time allows. Okay, so let's get started. What can you expect from today's information event? I will give you a brief introduction to our study series Destination Brand in general, and then we swipe over to Destination Brand 23 to inform you about contents, the modules we offer, the benefits of our data, and of course the participation options. And finally, as already mentioned, we have time for your question in our Q&A session. Let's start with our study series Destination Brand. Some of you might already heard about it. Destination Brand is the study series in a 5-year circle with an annually change in research focus. So the study series has its origin in Germany and was developed in the year 2009. What is the aim of the study series? The study series focus on the measurement of the brand image with different levels and helps to find out how destinations are positioned in consumers' minds for the holiday context in a given source market and, of course, for selected target groups. So in the first year of the study, just to explain this 5-year circle, and first of all, in the year 2009, we started with the evaluation of the brand value of, in this moment, German tourist destinations only in the German source market. And we then had the already mentioned annually changing research focus digging deeper into the perception of destinations. So after the first year of the study, the focus is on, in the second year, on the scene competence of destinations to evaluate what consumers think they can do in certain or considered destinations. And for what the destination stands in the consumer's mind, for example, thinking about, for example, the Black Forest as a destination. Is it a hiking destination in the consumer's mind? Does the Black Forest stand for cycling, for enjoying culinary specialties, or visiting parks and gardens, for example? And after that, in the third year of the study series, we evaluate the so-called symbolic emotional attributes of a destination brand, the image and profile of destinations, by asking if the destination, for example, is trendy, authentic, family-friendly, sustainable, barrier-free, among others. And in the fourth year of the study, this is the fourth year of our destination brand circle, the focus is on the evaluation of the tourism offers and infrastructure in tourism or tourist destinations, as well as the perception of tourist destinations regarding tourism acceptance and the welcome culture, as well as quality of life. We are just seeing more details regarding these topics in a bit. So the results of the 4 single studies, when considered together, reflect the holistic brand image of the destination, of course, from the perspective of the demand side, so the external image. So since 2009, more than 500 tourism destinations have been considered and evaluated in the frame of destination brand. Firstly, only in the German source market. And then in 2018, we took the next step and conducted destination brand for the first time in the source markets, Austria, Switzerland, and Netherlands, evaluating the perception of destination brand at the local population in these 3 countries as well. In 2019, we have included China as the next source market in our survey. And since 2020, the survey takes place also in France, in Spain, in Italy, UK, and the USA. So since 2020, we have a fixed pool of 10 source markets where the survey of destination brand takes place every year. And what is special about our study series, just to add some 2 more points, being a series with repetition of each study after 5 years, destination managers, of course, can monitor the development of their destination, the destination brand, the perception of the destination on the demand side over time and parallel in up to 10 source markets. And of course, we try to include as many destinations as possible in the study in each source market in order to offer an interesting comparison or benchmarking with other tourist destinations as well. So just a brief introduction to what is destination brand. We jump now or move on to destination brand 23, so to the upcoming survey wave in this autumn. Before I go into the content and the survey design, I'd like to introduce you to the background to this year's study focus and like to explain why we want to measure the image of destinations as a tourism or living space. In different studies and also in exchange with our scientifically advisory board, which is the German Institute for Tourism Research, studies or results have shown that the clear majority of destination management organizations in Germany, but also in Europe, see themselves as co-creators of destinations as a place to visit and experience. That's their main target, the main work they do. But also increasingly as co-creator of destinations as a place to live. So nevertheless, ensuring the satisfaction of guests and locals is equally relevant for a clear majority of destination management organizations. So based on that, new indicators are needed that go beyond quantitative measurements of the destination success and also economic importance. New indicators which take social aspect just as the quality of life, the tourism acceptance, but also the welcome culture into account. And these indicators, these mentioned indicators, play an important role, not only from an internal perspective, but also on the demand side, for the external perception of tourism acceptance among potential guests, and also the perceived quality of life locally in the destination from the demand side. So these aspects are particularly important when deciding on a destination as well. In destination 22, so last year in our study, for example, we evaluated the relevance of different characteristics for a destination decision independently of a destination in particular. And the item Great Place to Live, which goes close with the quality of life, was among the top 5 out of almost 50 items in total in almost all European source markets in this survey on the general relevance for destination decisions. So these findings provide us with a basis for our 4th sub-study in the 4th year of destination brand, which we are conducting this year for the first time. So, but now let's have a look at destination brand 23. As mentioned, before, destination brand is a series, study series with different contents and research focus each year, all dealing with the perception of destinations. This year's study includes 2 modules. Module 1 focuses on the consumer-oriented evaluation of tourism offer and infrastructure in your destination, and that from the perspective of visitors in the past, but also potential guests. So the following questions are answered here, or can be answered with the data results from the first module. How are selected tourism offers and infrastructure in your destination are rated by potential guests and visitors in the past? And by comparing the results of these two groups, for example, previously undiscovered potential can be directly uncovered, which is not only important for future brand development, but can also be used for the positioning of the destination in general, as well as for the definition of course of strategic and operative or operational marketing activities. And then, of course, the answers will be given to which tourism offers or aspects, infrastructure elements are associated with your destination by the respective or representative population in the individual source market, with which offers can you score with your target groups, which are important to orientate your marketing activities, and how do you compete to other destinations who got evaluated in the same source market, for example. And then we have the second module, which is about the measurement, also from the demand side, consumer oriented, the measurement of the quality of life and the welcoming culture in tourist destinations. And here, of course, further questions will be answered as well. What characteristics, attributes, and values are associated with your destination or your destination brand? So, for example, is the destination or your destination brand perceived as hospitable, livable, or great place to live, open to all, political, stable, or also ecological intact? What characteristics and which personality traits do your target groups appeal to? What traits can you use to score points with your target groups? And of course, also the comparison to other participating destination with the different items. The basis for both module is a three-dimensional competitive analysis, which I'd like to present to you briefly. So this is the method behind the evaluation, how we prepare, of course, the questionnaire. And there you can see on the screen the 3 dimensions highlighted here in green, red, and blue. And now we take a look at them in detail. So we start with the green part, with the demand side. Here in the first step in both modules, we survey the general, so the destination independent relevance of more than 30 tourism offers or infrastructure elements in the case of module 1, and additionally 10 characteristics regarding welcome culture and the quality of life in module 2 in the moment of a destination decision. So we want to know what aspects, what characteristics are important or most relevant when deciding for or against a destination in general. In a bit, I'm showing you, of course, the items which are included here in the evaluation. Then we jump over to the red part, so to the second dimension. Secondly, the destination-specific assessment is in the focus of the evaluation. Here, we evaluate data concretely for your destination. Your destination will be assessed here, and this based of 15 offer or infrastructure elements in the case of module 1 for each participating destination, and then for a total of 10 characteristics in module 2 regarding the welcome culture and as well the quality of life. We have a look into this just in a bit. And then in the third dimension, the blue one, where the competition is noted, there we compare per item the assessment of your destination in the ranking to all other participants in the respective source market. So you have to sum up, you have an overview of your current competitive situation in the respective source market by evaluating on the demand side the relevance independently, but then in the supply side, according and destination specific, the perception of your destination oriented on the contents of the two models, and then the competition, the comparison with the other participating destinations per source market. This way takes place, as I have already mentioned, in 10 source markets in parallel. These 8 European markets, and as well these 2 distance markets, the US and China. So in all the 10 source markets, we conduct both modules and evaluate the perception of tourism destinations as tourism and living space based on the 2 models. It is an online survey, as always. The fieldwork, the collection of the data in the 10 source markets will take place in autumn, as every year, from October to December 2023. Data will be collected, or the fieldwork will be conducted by Ipsos. Since years, we are working in this study series together with Ipsos. And our study is representative of the local population aged 14 to 74 in each source market. We have a small exception in China, where an online panel can only reach the urban population between 14 and 59 age. We work with representative subsamples for the destination-specific questions, so that we have 1,000 respondents for each participating destination per source market. And that allows us to carry out, beside the univariate evaluation based on all respondents, we also carry out standard target group analysis for each participating destination, as well as socio-demographic differentiation. And beyond that, this is special for something special for the source market in Germany. We can also analyze the target groups based on the Sinus milieus and a new benefit-orientated target group segmentation called BEST. So this year, the image of tourism and living spaces will be evaluated for more than 150 destinations in 1 or more source markets. And how we prepare and deliver the results to you, or how we prepare the results for your destination. Each participating destination receives a report, individual report per module, per source market, with all the results regarding your destination. And now, diving deeper into the module 1, I'm going to show you also some visualization examples, which we have analogous in the recent mentioned report. So we start with module 1. With the assessment evaluation of tourism offers aspect of infrastructure in destinations. I'm going to explain the content and of course the procedure. What is the central added value for you here when participating in module 1? And let's evaluate the tourism offer and infrastructure in your destination. Of course, you have the evaluation based on potential guests and visitors in the past. And as I have already mentioned here, you can discover so far undiscovered potential. You can differentiate the image of your destination, of course, from others, shape the brand not only internally, also externally, and take decisions strategic decisions, but also operative decisions for the marketing when positioning and developing your destination brand. And for those who already have participated in one or another sub-study of destination brand, the results of this year's destination brand survey enriched the already examined theme competence of tourist destination, which we have conducted in Destination Brand 21. But that's additionally an enrichment. Of course, a single evaluation this year is also possible and give you the information which I have mentioned recently. So what are we asking? What is the content? What are the items who will be available for the evaluation of, in this case, in the first step, the demand side perception or relevance of more than 30 tourism offers and infrastructure elements for the destination decision. And that, as I have already mentioned, independent of a destination, to get an overview how relevant different types and different items are in the moment of the destination decision-making process. So this is what we do here in the first step on the demand side on the first dimension. We jump then later on in the second and the third dimension. And I just wanted to give you an overview of the items who are here noted or considered for this destination independent evaluation. So a total of 32 items are initially considered for the relevance query in this first dimension. We have separated the items into 8 general and then 24 specific items of an infrastructure element. I will explain you why the items are divided into both categories just in a bit in the next step when we jump over to the second dimension. The question we are asking here is shown on the right here in the post. We are asking here, how relevant are the following tourism or touristic aspects offers and infrastructure when you choose a destination for a holiday trip within at least one overnight stay in general, so regardless of a specific tourist destination. And then the respondents can apply the scale from 1, not at all relevant, to 5, very relevant. And so then we get an overview on first impression how relevant different characteristics, different items are for the destination making process, just independent of a specific tourist destination. The offer or infrastructure element, the classic ones, which you, I think, already know from classic guest surveys as well, are supplemented by digital offers as a set of 5 items in total. Here, however, we do not ask about the relevance for the destination decision, but about the interest in digital offers in general and independent of a destination. Just to get a first impression, like a T0 measurement of the interest in digital offers at all. So we have the items divided. We have one item from the so-called augmented reality based on the question, which you can see now on the screen. It's getting a little bit more clear what is augmented reality. And then we add four further items from the virtual reality, which I'm going to show you just in a bit. So based on this first item from the augmented reality, we ask, imagine you are on holiday, so you're on site on the holiday. How interested are you in general in enhancing your on-site holiday experience by additional digital elements, such as images, information, texts, and animations with access in real time via smartphone, tablets, or similar devices. So we have here independent of a destination, we like to generate data on how high or how low, on the other hand, is currently the interest in this digital offers. And as mentioned, we add, I'm going to add now the 4 further items from the virtual reality. And here you can see the difference by changing, of course, and showing you the different question for this 4 items, that here you are not on site. You can be on site in a hotel, but not on site in the moment. You're on site. You can be in your home in the sofa, sitting there and using, for example, a virtual reality glasses. And then we ask, now imagine that you are sitting, for example, on the sofa at home. How interested are you in general in the following completely virtual activities, which are the 4 activities which we have mentioned here. So in this first step, we have these 2 divisions, to say it like this: the classic offers and infrastructure elements, and then the digital offers and infrastructure elements, by asking for the classical ones the relevance of these items in the moment of the decision, destination decision. And for the digital items, we are asking or want to know how high the interest is in general in these virtual offers or augmented reality offers. How are the data, or these data will be now processed in our house, and how do we prepare the results in the report for you in the beginning? And that for an initial overview, the data is presented in the report as shown here in an overall ranking. So for each selected source market, an overview, overall ranking of the general relevance for the destination decision moment will be included. So you get a destination independent insight into the relevance of the offers and infrastructure for the destination decision of potential guests, of course, visitors in the past as well, in the corresponding source market. And here on the slide, I show you a visualization example of the overall ranking with fictitious values, because as we conduct the study series this year for the first time, examples from past studies are not available, but some of you who already have participated in Destination Wind 22 or 21, they know that's overall rankings also from the overall rankings regarding the interest in holiday activities or the relevance of attributes for the decision-making moment as well. Additionally to this overall ranking, we prepare for those items in a bar chart that you choose for the evaluation of your destination in the second dimension. In the case of module 1, there, as I've mentioned, there will be the option to measure the offers, tourism offers and infrastructure element based on 15 items in total, divided into 8 general items and then 7 special offers. So here's an example for the, or visualization example for the 8 general items, which of course you will also have for the supplemented 7 special offers. But now let's have a look at the second dimension, the demand side assessment, offer and infrastructure elements of, in your case, your participating destination, for a total of the already mentioned 15 items, 8 general and 7 freely selectable items. But we also, and before this supported assessment, aided assessment, we have a top of mind query. So we are asking first or introducing respondents, we have an open question for the respondents, so an open question without answer specifications to find out which destination they have in mind or spontaneously think of for certain offer and infrastructure elements. So we are asking, if you think of the tourist aspect or touristic offer, good value for money, for example, to which tourist destination is this aspect or offer particularly applicable in your opinion? And then the respondents can enter up to 3 destinations per topic, in the case for good value for money, but also, for example, for high attractivity of the tourist destination as a whole. Yeah. So if your destination is mentioned here in the answers, we create a table, which you can see on the top left, where we are going to make the note how many mentions are made for your destination, how the percentage of the respondents is regarding the number of mentions which were made for your destination. And additionally, you get a top 10 ranking of this top of mind question for good value for money, and also for the second font for the high attractivity of tourist destinations as a whole. We are going to for this open question, we are able to consider 15 of the 32 items. We have an overall number of respondents of 15,000. And so we divide the items to each subgroup or subsample. And then, as mentioned in your report, which you receive, there will be the top 10 rankings for the 2 mentioned items here on the screen. After this open question, then additionally, we are going to evaluate your destination. We here have, as you have already seen in the demand side in the green part, we have items which we consider for your destination specific evaluation. On the left-hand side, the 8 general offer and infrastructure elements, which we consider for all participating destination and to have an overall possibility to compare data between destinations as well. And then to sum up and to come to 15 items in a total, you have the option to select 7 further items from the specific offer infrastructure elements. So then we have a pool of 15 items per destination, and the question we are asking here regarding your tourism destination is noted here on the screen. How do you assess the following touristic aspects, offers, infrastructure of the tourist destination? And then the respondents can use our scale from 1 very poor to 5 very good. And then we prepare, of course, the results to you, which I'm going to show you just in a bit. We also have here the supplemented digital offers and infrastructure elements. Here also separately seen on the screen. This set first started with the item from the augmented reality. You can see on the screen the question we are asking here. We are not evaluating the digital offers in a certain destination. Here we continue with the evaluation of the interest in digital offers in certain destination, and now destination specific. So here we are asking, when you continue imagining that you are on holiday, how interested are you in enhancing your on-site holiday experience in the following tourist destination by additional digital elements? And then the respondents can of course, answer on a scale from 1, not at all interested, to 5, very interested, and that's specifically for your destination. So you get a first idea if the local population in the interested source markets are interested in digital offers in general regarding or in your destination particularly. Also, we are adding here the further 4 items from the virtual reality. We are taking these 4 items as well in account. So by asking here, please continue to imagine that you are sitting, for example, on the sofa at home. How interested are you in the following completely virtual activities related to the tourist destination XY, Black Forest, Dresden, Hamburg, Amsterdam, London, whatever the participating destination is. And then, of course, here the respondents also apply the scale from 1, not at all interested, to 5, very interested. If you are choosing this digital set, it's a fixed set of 5 items you can choose. We prepare the data in a separate report. And if you choose the set of 5 digital offers, then you have 2 spots left for further special offers from the classic part in the middle column to get to 7 specific offers and infrastructure elements in total for your destination specific evaluation. How do we prepare the data here? I give you in short and briefly example. Afterwards, additionally to the handout and the link to the recorder, we can also send you a sample report for each module, so you can see with more details how we prepare the data and how we will get the data. But here's just an example for the supported offer and infrastructure assessment, which based on the 15 items. So the results are prepared based on all respondents, but also for subgroups like visitors in the past and also potential guests. As we're conducting this year's survey for the first time, so far a time comparison is not possible. And additionally to this univariate data preparation based on all respondents, as I have mentioned. In addition, we conduct socio-demographic differentiations, but also conducting standard target group analysis for each participating destination. So you can define up to 6 target groups in advance. Of course, we will be happy to help you with the definition. Based on different criteria, for example, socio-demographic criteria or the interest in different holiday activities, that's the word. And of course, digital user types, as we are evaluating also digital user profiles. A possibility is also to define target groups based on digital consumer habits or behaviors as well. So for each item, each of the 15 items in this visualization example, the data preparation was made for the item arrival option accessibility. You get similar to this data preparation and overview of the results in the targets groups, but also, of course, we make we prepare the socio-demographic differentiation based on different criteria, which are here shown in the middle of the screen, like gender, age, education, household size, children in the household net income, and also the place site. Is this a small village or this is a major city, and the origin. So from which region, for example, the Nielsen areas in Germany, or the different major regions in each source market. So there are different additional preparations and data preparation visualizations included as a standard in your report. As I mentioned, we are going to send you a sample report as well, so you can have a look into it as well. And then We jump into the third part of the dimension where the competition is the focus, or the competitive analysis is the focus of the dimension. Here we compare the item assessment per destination in the ranking to all other participants in the respective source markets. How do we do this? First of all, you get like a table, which you can see here, where all the, in this case, we selected the 8 general items, get an overview how you are ranked, or the assessment per item is ranked compared to all the other participating destinations, that as a base. And for example, if you're a city, if you're, for example, Amsterdam, London, Hamburg, Dresden, if you're participating as a city destination, we also show you your ranking, your competitive analysis, your competitive situation, your rank based on all major cities, for example. We do the same for low mountain regions or for coastal regions. We also have included the federal states, for example, in one category. So beside the overall ranking and the overall information, how you are ranked in comparison to all considered destination, we have different destination categories like major cities, lower mountain regions, states as well. So to give you a further orientation in your category, how you compete with other destinations. So this is based on all respondents, but also for visitors in the past, it will be applicable. And additionally, to this overall ranking, which I have shown you based on the 8 general items, which we are, of course, also prepared for the 7 specific items, we are providing you in the report with a ranking per item. So this ranking contains the name, destination names, and ranking of all destination examined per item in the corresponding source market. And the underlying percentage values are shown exclusively for the commissioning destination, so for your destination of the respective individual report, but you can see who is scoring or who is ranked before or after after my destination in general. So for each item, for each of the 15 items in module 1 and the 10 items in module 2, of course, it's the same. You get this overall ranking per item. And finally, and to sum up, the results of this 3-dimensional competition analysis are clearly summarized in the so-called analysis quadrant. So each of the 15 items is represented here by a circle. The 8 general items in blue, the 7 special offers and infrastructure elements, which could be the digital offers as well, in gray. So horizontally, we find the results from the first dimension, the green part, the question regarding the general relevance of the 15 items in module 1 for the decision making. The greater the general relevance of the respective item for the destination decision is, the further to the right the item is placed in the quadrant. Then vertically, you can find the third dimension, competition, the blue one. The better the destination performs in the competition comparison per item, the higher the respective circle is placed in the quadrant. And then the second dimension, the red one, the supply side, is oriented of the size of the circle. So the supported item evaluation is illustrated by the respective size of the item circle. So if it's small, the assessment is lower, and if it's bigger, of course, the assessment or the evaluation was high, and the perception was very high for this item. So at a glance, you can see the current competitive situation of your destination in this corresponding source market. This is module 1. We have seen what data we generate in each of the 3 dimensions. I like to jump over to the second module orientated to the quality of life and welcome culture. Just to give you an overview which items are here considered for the evaluation, because the method, what is behind, is the same as in module 1. But just see some more details of module 2. What the central added value for this module is, I have already mentioned in the beginning that destination management organization not only are creators for the destination as a place to visit or experience, also as a destination for a place to live, and that the quality of life, the tourism acceptance, and the welcome culture is important to make a decision for or against a destination for the next holiday. So here as well, the evaluation of the quality of life and welcome culture in your destination will be made by potential guests and visitors in the past. And if you have already participated in Destination by 22, of course, there's a connection of the already evaluated profile characteristics, but also spontaneous association in last year. But let's jump briefly into module 2. As I have mentioned, it's the same method as in module 1. We survey here the general relevance of 10 characteristics for the destination decision. What are the 10 general characteristics considered for the evaluation of the quality of life and welcome culture? You can see here on the screen, 5 are from quality of life, 5 on welcoming culture. And the question we are asking here is, just as people have certain characteristic traits, tourist destination can also be described using 13 characteristics. So how relevant are the following characteristics regarding quality of life and culture of welcoming when you're choosing a tourist destination for a holiday trip within at least 1 overnight stay, in general, independent of a destination? And here the respondents also can apply the scale from 1, not at all relevant, to 5, very relevant. And the preparation of the data is similar to module 1. You get an overall ranking, and then in a bar chart, the results of the 10 specific items divided into the top 2 values to see if the top value, very relevant, differs a lot from the 4th value, which means relevant. Yeah. So visualization data preparation is the same as in module 1. We jump over to the second dimension, the supply side, where it's all about your destination. Again, the evaluation of your specific destination based on the already shown items for the quality of life and the welcome culture. We have here as well, of course, the supported assessment of the characteristics. We are asking here, please indicate to what extent the following characteristics are applicable to the tourist destination, Black Forest, Amsterdam, London, with regard to the culture of welcoming and quality of life. And then, of course, the respondents again can use a scale from 1, not at all applicable, to 5, completely applicable to make their answer. Additionally to this supported characteristic assessment, we have an overall question on quality of life and also the impact of tourism on the other hand. So we are asking regarding the quality of life, how do you assess the current quality of life in the following tourist destination? So then the respondents have a battery of 10 up to 10 destination, and then they rank from the demand side, from the perception, if the quality of life is low or very high. And the same they do for the impact of tourism on the same destination, from one mostly negative to mostly positive. And additionally, of course, a top-of-mind query is also included because, of course, unsupported and without a specific answer, we would like to know if the respondents think, if the respondents think, for example, of the characteristic high quality of life, which tourist destination they have in mind, or which tourist destination is this characteristic particularly applicable in their opinion. So there they can mention or enter up to 3 tourist destinations as well. And in your report, of course, we will prepare the data, including top 10 ranking, but also the mentions regarding your destinations, regarding your destination. So the same, what we have seen for the quality of life, applies to the part of welcome culture, where we add to the supported characteristic evaluation these overall questions regarding the impact of tourism, and as well a top-of-mind query regarding the welcoming and inviting culture. If the destination, if you think of a characteristic welcoming, inviting, which tourist destination comes spontaneously to mind, and then they enter in this open question their answers. Now that the participating destinations have been extensively evaluated across both modules, the respondents are finally asked to answer the following so-called action triggering question, because we want, of course, to know, okay, they have evaluated now the destinations regarding tourism offer, infrastructure, but also quality of life, welcome culture, impact of tourism acceptance. We now want to know if they want to travel to the destination, like an action triggering question. So each respondent regarding the considered destinations get the question, to what extent would you consider the following tourist destination for a holiday with at least 1 overnight stay within the next 3 years? And then the respondents finally, like a concluding question, can answer on a scale from 1 not at all considered to 4 definitely considered. And then here the evaluation of the tourist destination as a tourism and living place ends. It's an extensive evaluation. We will generate a lot of data based on these 2 models. I'd like to say some more words in the end of this information event, and then we have time for your question, about how you can participate if you're interested in Destination Band 23. Most probably you have already seen our conditions, the prices, the investment. If you like to participate in Module 1, and get evaluated the tourism offer and infrastructure of your destination, or Module 2 on the quality of life and the welcome culture. Just to add, independently, if you like to participate and you order Module 1 or Module 2, we will always conduct or also evaluate your destination based on both modules. So we will have the data on module 1 and module 2 independently of what module you like to order. So the prices are here mentioned on the screen. It's the price per module, per destination, per source market. Of course, if you're interested in different models or in different source markets, of course, we are happy to give you a price reduction, and of course can have a bilateral conversation on paying conditions as well. But these are the price orientation if you like to participate in Destination Brand 23. And just to sum up and then conclude this information event, just some information about our schedule. You can register until the end of the month, until the 30th of September, by filling out the order form. Then in the beginning, middle of October, we start with the field work until December. So before Christmas, we will have the database with all the results from all 10 source markets. And then we start preparing the data, the reports for you with your individual results. As I have already mentioned, you will get one report per module, per destination, per source market in a PDF via email, and all complete reports will be delivered by the end of March 2024. But already from February 2024, we will start conducting different presentations and webinars to present core results from all the 10 source markets. And of course, additionally to the results which we prepare in your report, you will get here in this presentations, in this webinar, additionally information and insights from Destination Brand 23. And that's the last information. All participants of this year of Destination Brand 23 will get a demo access to our Destination Brand dashboard in May 2024. There you will have access to all your data, all the results of your destination, in the source markets where you got evaluated. And then, of course, additionally to your report, which you have in the PDF, you can, of course, export data, the results, in an Excel to your database, whatever you want to do. And of course, you can do further analysis for further target group analysis, get further information on interests and holiday activities. You can define further standard target groups for further bivariate or multivariate evaluations. So this is the information on Destination Brand 23. I hope I could give you an overview on what we are planning, what will be the contents, what will be the data we are going to generate for your destination and module 1 and 2. And of course, now, and I'm looking to this team, I'd like to give you the time, of course, to answer some questions.
There have been no questions in the chat.
Okay. So if after the information event you have any further questions, or you like to get through the handout or some detailed information with us, feel free to contact us at any time. We would be happy to help you and support you. Also, if you like to select specific offer and infrastructure elements for your destination-specific evaluation, feel free as well to contact us at any time. We are available for you for all the questions and all the further information you might have. For today, I'd like to thank you for your attention. I hope to stay in contact with you. Have a wonderful rest of the day and hope to hear from you soon as well. Bye-bye.